as I said, sort of the adult in the room. And maybe that's not required for her character, or maybe it was. I don't know, but this takes me back to conversations that I used to have about. I find a way to make everything about Lord of the Rings, but conversations that I had with fans, with fellow fans, when those films were coming out, about how the screenwriters gave a lot of character, like transformative character arcs to characters who didn't necessarily have those in the book. Like in Two Towers, you have Faramir, who, they made into a darker, gave him a darker story and gave him this journey to go on with his, relationship with his father and all this stuff. In the book, the character is kind of fully formed, and he doesn't really go on a journey so much. He's there and he fulfills certain functions, but they changed his character so that he has more of an arc. And there was some dispute in the fandom as to whether that was necessary. So sometimes I think there's room for characters who don't necessarily need to go on some kind of journey, depending on how, in what place they're at and what their place is in the story,
Oh my gosh. Just want to say hi to Cedric Shaw. I haven't seen you in a minute, buddy. Somebody I know kind of IRL. Nice to see you, man. It's been a minute. And welcome to the conversation. But yeah, I agree with you in general. Spoilers for Avatar: The Last Airbender. But my favorite character, Toph, does not really go on much of a journey throughout the majority of her time on the show. She doesn't really have an arc, but she starts off as a very self-assured, capable person, so she doesn't need a lot of development, you know what I mean? But she is a solid addition to the ensemble when she comes aboard, maybe largely because she doesn't need an arc, because she's so self-assured and so actualized from the moment she shows up. She gets to help other characters through their arcs, but she doesn't really have much of one herself. Hey, Fattest Leech, nice to see you. Glad you could make it. It's been a minute since I've seen you, too. All right, we got some folks showing up.
But that said, I would still say I have a criticism just about the fact that, apparently her character needs to resolve by kissing the male lead.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I still have an issue with that, but still, I would still say that she is just absolutely phenomenal in the role and does get some of the best lines.
Sorry, you caught me mid-typing a message to someone. I'm just excited to see people. I'm excited.
I'm used to you not paying attention to me. That's fine.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Yeah, for those of you that don't know, yes, John and I, the honeymoon is over now. Like, it's officially over. We're an old married couple now.
Okay, so what area of the movie do you want to talk about next? Because we are kind of jumping all over the place.
We've just jumped all around, and we've spent some good time on Sigourney Weaver and Alan Rickman both. But there's a lot of characters in here who deserve mention. Enrico, I can never say his last name. Is it Calantoni as Mathazar? He's one who I just don't even know that I've seen him do anything comedic other than this film.
I have. I don't remember what the sitcom was. He was on some kind of sitcom when I was younger.
I know he was on Ally McBeal, but that's
it wasn't that. I don't know, but I know what you mean. I've seen him in also stuff where
he was the dad on Veronica Mars. But he is so funny here. He's brilliant, and and yet even in his more like emotional scenes, he still carries that weight, which is hard to do for an actor, for a human pretending to be an alien, pretending to be a human.
Yeah. I mean, what you say about sort of the heartbreak, that scene where Tim Allen has to, tell him the truth, which of course by the end he thinks was just a put on, which maybe he even needs to convince himself of that to go on, but sort of the just betrayal on his face. It's really great, but it's a really great quality to be able to be that comic relief throughout a film and to still sell those real moments of gravitas and emotion. I'm going to talk about this when I do my Knight's Tale stream with Aaron, but it's sort of in that same way that Alan Tudyk, throughout A Knight's Tale is just, he's played all for laughs. He gets all the jokes, and then in the last 10 minutes of the movie, he lands like a really solid emotional beat. And it's rather surprising, but it's effective. And it's a quality that I really admire to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Alan Tudyk, I mean, we're going to meander off course for just a moment, but like Firefly and Serenity, he was a comedic character who could really suck you in emotionally when he needed to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like he does Mathazar's actor, again, Enrico Calantoni, I think is how you pronounce it. Just so good. I guess we touched on Sam Rockwell a little bit earlier too, but like I am going to talk about him again. Like, this is the first movie where I noticed him.
Yeah.
And it was probably, and I don't remember what movie it was, but sometime years later, it might have been like Iron Man 2 even, when I'm like, that guy, he looks familiar. And I went back and I looked at Sam Rock, and I'm like, okay, Sam Rockwell, who is this guy? Wikipedia. And then, like, I look at his filmography from, Iron Man going back, and I'm like, oh, he was in a lot of stuff. Yes, the Ninja Turtles. Yes, there's this film, but he was in The Green Mile, and he was in the first Charlie's Angels movie, and he was in Matchstick Men and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and it was at that point where I went like, this guy is a chameleon, because I've seen him in a million things, and I keep not realizing it's the same guy.
That's curious, because for me it was like I saw him in this, and then it seemed like I got excited every time I saw him in something, and it just because it's that sort of thing where you recognize an actor, in one movie and they just blow you away, and you kind of hope that they're going to get more work, and then just seeing him in each successive film that he did and seeing him get bigger and bigger, I was really thrilled that
yeah, take your time. My boy, he's streaming. I'm watching his little chat right now.
Commodity.
Yeah, take time. I'm with you.
He's quite famous and accomplished now, and it's just great to see. And because this was the thing where I'd never seen him before, and he was just such a standout. And because he is Mr. Red Shirt.
Yeah, and like he is. Okay, prepare for a moment of realness. When you go to the convention, like when I go to Con of Thrones, I have made some notoriety for myself in the fan space. And like there is this feeling of like, yes, I belong, but then there's also this feeling of I don't really belong. He is that he is that character. He is the if you'll excuse, I'm going to borrow a term from the My Little Pony fan community. He was horse famous. You know, when you're famous within your fan group in the Brony community, they call that being horse famous, and he was the equivalent of that. And there's a lot of us out there that are like my first Con of Thrones. All I wanted to do was meet the dragon famous people of the Game of Thrones fandom, and I'm glad I did. Like, but there's also this feeling of like he is trying to find his relevance. You know what I mean? And who among us, John, have you ever felt like an outsider who wanted to find a place in the larger group?
We were just talking about this last night. That experience of being at a convention where, especially something like a Game of Thrones convention, where I love Game of Thrones and I love getting to meet like the actors who show up, and occasionally interacting with some stranger that I'm standing in line with, get to know that person for a few minutes and just talk about stuff, and even get to hang out with, maybe, a couple people, which I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, but you still feel like it's this dichotomy of you feel like you're where you should be, but on the other hand, you're missing out on something because you're on the outside of something, you're not quite able to break that barrier. And so, yeah, that really does resonate with me a lot. And I think that this movie shows Sam Rockwell's character of being on that sort of periphery and then finding family, through this. And it's like one of the best moments in like any movie, just when you get to the end of the film and you see, the opening credits of, the return of Galaxy Quest. And not only is he in the opening credits, he's been given like a full name,
right,
as a character. And that kind of is what it feels like to then integrate into a group where you're not just somebody without a name, You've been accepted by those people, and they know you, they get you, and that's, wow. So this is turning into it's just one of those things. This movie does so much, and that's just another thing that it's doing, and it's done really well. Yeah.
And the backdrop of the convention is actually perfect for this movie. Like, I have heard that this movie is regularly placed on Star Wars fans' lists of the best Star Trek fans' lists of the best Star Trek movies ever made. Like, when people are ranking Star Trek movies, Star Trek movies, they put this movie at number 3 on the list, or number 4 on the list.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
It's not surprising to me either. Like, it's the only one that doesn't say Star Trek in the name. But, like, it clearly is such an homage to it. And it manages to be fulfilling on almost every level. Mom is bringing up Sam Rockwell has a part coming up. Home movie The Princess Bride is an American comedy miniseries directed by Jason Reitman, a fan-made recreation of the 1987 film. I have seen the first 15 minutes of it, and it is inspired. He will play Wesley for one scene, because basically every scene they get new people. And I won't really spoil anything, but it's the first scene that I saw was Jack Black as the Man in Black and Diego Luna as Inigo, and it was the conversation on the cliff, and they're very clearly in two different places. They're just filming their side of the scene, each in their own backyard, and it is perfect. So yes, normally I would be like a remake of The Princess Bride is sacrilegious, but like it's clearly made in their backyard with their iPhone with whatever they had on hand. So, and it's great. Check it out.
Those are the kind of remakes I can get behind.
Right, exactly. I've seen about 15 minutes of it. I believe it's dropping in 3 days, the whole series. And it's a charity project too, so I don't mind taking a moment to shout out a charity project that's trying to feed people who are having trouble getting food because of the coronavirus. Their normal resources are not available to them, so I'm behind that. Yeah. And if Sam Rockwell's in it for even one scene as Wesley, it's going to be fantastic. I did see a scene that had Sophie Turner and her husband, whichever Jonas that is that she's married to.
I always love that. It's such a sort of Game of Thrones fan perspective where like Sophie Turner and her husband.
Right. Sophie Turner is playing the Man in Black, and her husband is playing Buttercup.
Yeah,
and
I love
it. I'm here for it, man. So yeah, Mom, thanks for bringing that up, and yeah, go check that out. It fits. We did a retro review on The Princess Bride a few months back. It was the first retro review we ever did. Oh,
Amy's on it.
Amy's on top of it already. Thank you, mods. Love you guys. So yeah, we'll say it fits in that way. But go check that out. I loved what I saw. I couldn't stop laughing. Jack Black as the Man in Black was hilarious. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. It's so bad. It's great. Anyway, we've got about a half hour left. So make sure you dig deep for whatever it is you want to talk about in this film. And for everyone in the chat, if there is something we have missed, I know not everybody was here at the beginning. We'll be happy to retread some of the ground if you want. But bring up things about the movie. What was your favorite quote? Here's a better question. Who's everybody's favorite sort of like single actor or single character? Because for me, it's hands down Tech Sergeant Chen. Tony Shalhoub's character in this just had me laughing every time he was on the screen. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was not Alan Rickman, because he's my runner-up, but Sam Rockwell. Just, I've loved that character since I first saw it, and I think, again, it's what we were just talking about. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that he's the outsider to the group, and he's convinced that he's about to die some horrible death, which again is another relatable thing. It's like we talk about imposter syndrome all the time. It's like, where I think at a certain point we all feel like, okay, we're not really a part of this group, we're about to be found out. It's the same thing as we're about to get killed off, that same type of thing. And so it takes a lot to finally, to find our place amongst that group, and so I think that he really embodies that in this film, and I might not have realized that at the time when I was a kid watching this, but I think that's probably a large part why I liked him so much, because he represented, me being sort of afraid to reach out to people and interact. But then Alan Rickman, because he's Alan Rickman.
Because he's Alan Rickman, right? So there's two things I see here. We'll touch on Amy's first. Can we please talk about the mining aliens some more, and the rock monster, Gorignac, and the little freaking... Oh, they're so cute. But of course, like, Sam Rockwell's character knew. No, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it.
You guys ever watched the show?
Like he knew what was going to happen.
Well, he is the audience.
He is.
Because he's like the guy who's always, it's like whenever you're watching a horror movie and you're like, no, don't go in the scary house. What is wrong with you people? But, yeah, and of course, with the miners, just, could those be the miners? Well, Well, yeah, they're like 3. And minors, not minors.
Hey, JP said it best. Minors, not minors. And then, of course, this is another great.
Yep.
Let's get out of here before one of those things kills Guy. Like, not kills us, kills anybody else, but like, but before he kills Guy. Yeah. And, you know, what can you say about the rock monster? It looks pretty cool for, you know, late 90s CGI.
I'm with you. I'll comment on my boy's stream.
The little miner's cute and then terrifying. They're gonna turn ugly. That's right, Cedric. They're gonna turn ugly.
Damn! No bullets! Reloading!
And of course, but what's great about the scene is we get all those moments.
Oh, my nigga.
Just, you know, doing his.
I'm good. I'm good.
On the ground.
No. Hell no. Keep going.
Other than the gun was on the ground, so the roll, yeah, that's what the roll is for.
Yeah, we've seen all that kind of stuff in old Star Trek episodes. So, you know. So it's one in the middle.
Yes. We will address Ridiculous Ectolic's comment here. Sean says the only thing I want to talk about, I've already mentioned twice. Sigourney Weaver's wardrobe cemented my crush on her. Well, you're not out of line, sir. I'll just say that. Like there is a moment of sort of.
I picked up the stand, so we had something different.
Her wardrobe. There's a cut scene from this film where she uses her, shall we say, feminine wiles to distract a couple of the green-skinned alien guards, which is why at one point her zipper is, you know, her zipper is up here, and then later in the movie her zipper is down here, and you know, you can see her broad. She's showing a lot of cleavage that wasn't there before. That scene was cut, and it probably is appropriate that they did. I'm glad they didn't overly sexualize her. Although, like, you know, she did spend the last 15 minutes of the movie with her chest pretty exposed. Although I've got to say, as far as exposed chests go, it was a good one, you know. And we got Tim Allen Peck's in there too, so I feel like it was.
I do love Alan Rickman's line. I see you managed to get your shirt off.
Yeah. So like I can, as long as it's equal opportunity, you know, sexualizing, I'm for it. We're humans. We like that stuff. What can I say? Anything else you want to make sure we mentioned? I'm kind of looking at the list. So we haven't really talked much about Death Picture.
I know I'm going outside of zone, but you know this place got all the good shit too.
Lieutenant Laredo. He's not an actor I'm as familiar with. I mean, he's done some stuff.
I know I've seen him and stuff. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
So he is on NCIS New Orleans and has been as a main character.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen him before.
I got the dinner plate.
I saw this film, so
Dropping this stand.
He was in 10 Things I Hate About You. He was in Home Fries. He was in Start to Build Party. So yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's been an actor. He's been in stuff since the mid-90s anyway.
Yeah, no, I loved him as, you know, this guy who was a kid on the show, and
That door is open over here, so be careful.
Sort of, I love all the stuff with him, sort of training himself, yeah, towards the end.
All right, I'm moving to.
Pilot the ship, and then he's really in his element. So,
I want to give, you know, proper due to all the actors here because they all did great with what they were given. I feel like, unfortunately, you know, Lieutenant Laredo had less to do in this movie than some of the other characters. It is what it is, you know? But I really did enjoy what he had to work with here.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm moving, bro.
really does make
Come to me.
the most out of it.
Oh, oh my God. Come on,
I
bro.
think he has a lot of great moments, and some of them are completely, like, not verbal. Sometimes it's just the way he'll roll his eyes, or, you know.
Wow.
Or just, yeah, I do love his responses to when Alan Rickman is kind of having his crisis at the beginning of the movie. And he's like, here we go again.
Yeah, Mom has a really interesting piece of information I was not aware of. That actor was paralyzed from the waist down in 2001.
Oh, that's right, because he's also in, I don't know if he's still on it, because I'm behind on the show, but I know he has appeared on Fear of the Walking Dead. As a character, and he's in a wheelchair, so you know, I thought that was really cool because I had no idea that he had an accident, but he was on the talk show that they do for that, and I found out about that. No, he's great. I really do think he's a wonderful actor, and
It looks like he didn't really stop acting, you know, because. You know, I'm on Wikipedia right now. It was at the end of November 2001, and he was making movies in 2002, and on TV in 2002 to 2004.
okay, I think I know what I had seen him on when I was younger. I think it was the John Larroquette show. He was a regular on that. Although I had forgotten that I even watched that show until I just now looked it up. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's I remember that show, but I don't think I ever watched it. But yeah, he's like I say, he does great with a role that doesn't have a whole lot to it, but like when he's being carried off and like he's kicking his feet and screaming like a little kid, I'm just I don't know why it's so funny, but it is. It's great. It's great. Wonder if Will Wheaton could identify with that character. Probably could.
Yeah, well, I thought that was definitely a commentary on...
What is the zone, bro?
What's his character's name on the show? Wesley Crusher. The fact that he was a young kid on the original show. And,
Yes, sir.
you know, it's...
Come here, I can't hear you real good.
You know, having this really young kid who...
Yes, sir, you can.
smarter than all the adults. Shit.
Don't get too full off of snacks, cause I'm gonna make something here in a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep up.
But you can get a snack though. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying don't eat snacks.
On Wikipedia to find some of this information, but I will say this. Like that's a great quote, by the way, Sean. But
I'm coming out. I'm coming out.
Leap and Pat are getting into it over speciesist comments, and you all know I'm a racist. Human race first every time. Although, like, as far as like horrifying because of the monsters from outer space go, Missy Pyle is not so bad. What does it say? All right, so
I do really love Sam Rockwell's commentary and that.
just the scream.
Later on when Tony Shalhoub and Missy Pyle are getting it on, he's like, "Get a room, y'all." Like,
I picked up a M3, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even take it. I can, but
Who else was in this movie? We haven't.
there you
talked
go.
about?
Good shit.
I think we've kind of hit everybody at this point. All the main crew, all the main characters of the crew.
Huh?
We talked about a couple of the aliens that stood out.
Why not?
Before. We talked about the
Oh,
non-herd.
I can turn that off.
Are justified in their.
Right uphill, right up to it, nigga. Let's just get it, nigga. Was that you? Somebody just opened this bunker, bro. They opened it or closed it. It was a bunker door. It was a bunker door. It's one of these bunkers. They just closed the door. Cause this one's closed right now. I 100% heard a bunker door close. I hope it wasn't this one, but I ain't went in it. I'm not stupid. Let's push this. I'm gonna go in the middle right quick. More Sten ammo. I see his ass. Good shit. What do you need, bro? Because I just picked up a whole bunch of shit. Alright, I'm finna pick up this PD. You said he got... what? Oh, okay. I'm good. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna just break this right quick too. Yeah, just so I can go slow motion again. Well, I was gonna say I didn't get a kill for that. I did. God dropped the shit out that nigga. Look at that slow motion nigga is OP too. Like the beast is OP because the movement speed and shit. But that slow down nigga, you will love that shit nigga. You need to try it, bro. At least one game, bro. Oh my nigga, you don't got armor? Here, take this, cause I got way more armor than you. What is that, right shoulder? Here you go, take this. Right. There you go. At least try and even this shit up a little bit. I don't know where that's coming from, but I wish I could see it. I'm getting up on this hill, bro. What kind of scope you got? Here, take this red dot. Yeah. Here you go. I didn't drop it. Yeah, if you got her, next game, bro. Hold on, let me duck down, drop this damn halo. This bitch gonna get me killed. I can feel it. We got zone, bro. We got a good zone. There's a bunker right behind us, but this zone right here is so good. We got the hill to our back, water to our back. Bet. Yeah, nigga back going crazy. Okay, we gotta move. I'm gonna check this bunker right quick. Never know. And yep. That's why you check it. Drop this Mosin ammo. I'm good. Ooh, it's a million trenches. Somebody already been here. They dropped their bat, so they must have got something good. Way out far, bro. Way out far, going to the left. He's moving left of my point. Yep, I don't got no scope. And it's, yeah, it's a couple of them out there. Is it at you? Yeah, I see him, I see him, I see him. I got you, I got you. Yeah, he's just standing there like a dumbass. Yep. Oh, he downed me. He downed me. Good shot, boy. One more about to come in right here. Oh, face to face. I had a nade too. I should have threw the nade right there. Damn it. Okay, let's start thinking and play this shit out. Alright, bro. You good and woke? I should have made me some coffee, nigga. You gonna be on for a minute? Are we playing for a minute or what you wanna do? Cause if so, oh, okay. I'm finna say I make me some coffee so I can wake up, but you ain't playing, nigga. You getting on later? What you finna do? Ooh, swear, nigga. At least I get to go out with a bang. You hear this big bitch loading up. Call it big Clementine. Yep, go right over there to the town. I'm gonna hit this little bunker thing first. Go right into the town. Call this big Clementine. And I gotta go there. Yes, sir. Let's end this shit right then. All I need is a scope and I'm ready then. Mosing in here and a right leg armor. Oxygen mask. I mean oxygen tank. I think it's an oxygen mask. Oxygen mask in a small bag. Oxygen tank in a small bag. Oh, guy way over there at the house. He just ran into that White House. Another guy just ran into the White House with him. Team of two. Come on, have a scope, have a scope, have a scope, have a scope. Scope. I'm finna scope his ass up. I'm finna scope his ass up. There we go. Come on, scope in and hit that nigga. Where'd he go? Bring y'all ass out. Yep, he just jumped out. He just jumped out. They're still back there on back of the trench. I don't see him. I got a good angle on the trench up above. He's just down there. They're right behind the house somewhere. Yep, now he's running the trench. Now he's running the trench. Nope, I'm shooting now. Hit. Oh, they're about to get pushed. They're getting pushed by somebody. They dropped that guy. They too far. That's way too far. I can see them, but it's not effective. They're still in the trench. I can see them over there. They're just running back and forward. That's just too far of a shot. It's not a sniper rifle. It's a DMR. Alright, I'm pushing up too. Yeah, we need to start getting the zone. I'm just trying to see if they... Nah, it's impossible. That would be stupid. They have to be up here. Because the zone is closed, and if they ran down the trench, then that's just fucking stupid. Where? Oh, behind. I'm down again, bro. I'm dead. Fuck! Alright, bro, man. I guess I'll holler at you, bro. Alright now, man. Love you.